Mm.
But arguably, the Nightbringer is just as good, if not better.
Now this Shard of the Void looks lush. Jesus.
Well, speaking of Satan, no. Sorry, that was Satan. Anyway, whatever. Yes, welcome
Let's do it.
back.
Hello.
Basically, from the last session, there was waking up to a beautiful breakfast, having found yourselves having some different entertainment at the night's sleep before. You woke up for a very nice breakfast, had some interesting conversation, and went off to find some more things around the city, especially to go and find this two, oh my god, the two sort of monks of the hair that whose names, for whatever reason, just skipped out of my head just for a second. So 1 second. You basically went to talk to...
We chatted to an old lady for ages.
Lucifer.
Did some really nice tea.
Beatron.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Lucifer and Lucifer's sister that you went to chat to. And you bumped in prior to that to Beatron, this old lady who seemed to be able to see and deal with some little magic-y sort of stuff, had some candles that were everlasting, and some other things where Toe learnt that Bear's Run was named after the druids that used to turn into bears around here. Then you proceeded over to the house, and I thought I had written down her name, the sister. Oh my god. I didn't write it down. Anyway, the sister, but Lucifer's sister, who probably would rather not have her name known, but I'll get back to that at some stage. And Lucifer being a little bit pissy at Toe and having a little bit of a swipe, even though he went wide on all occasions. Yeah, you had that encounter. You were wandering on your way back, heading to go and see if you could find either Grisvalta from the Herbery or up to the Forestry Guild to sort of see if you can get paid out. I believe that was the direction you're going. As you did that, you noticed a crane lifting up some cargo from down underneath. There was some screams and shouts. It seemed as if some issues were happening with this crane breaking and a guy teetering on the edge. Toe proceeded to turn himself into a bear to hold this up, and a plan was hatched to put down a ladder to try to swing it out, using ropes to swing it out. And all really that was required in the end was for this gentleman to just do a jump and a leap to get a hand on this. Managed to miss at that point in time. You then saw as Constantin ran down, blinked out from the end, dived out, reached his hand out. Again, the grasp just went slightly wide. And then Constantin, trying to get himself to blink one last time back out into the ethereal plane so he could run back up, just forgot the words at the last minute, and went plummeting towards the water, and that was where we had left off. So you look over the top. Well, at this moment in time, Toe is still a bear pushing this that now has completely pushed up and over because there's no longer the weight of this guy at the bottom of it. It's actually like ripped up and is now sitting there on the edge, although the weight of the cargo is still had twisted and pulled and was starting to fall. So it's teetering a little bit, but you're stopping it with Garavid, who had tried to help. It's lying down on the side and is sort of slowly edging its way to the side as if it wants to pull back down with this cargo holding. Keith, you're standing there holding onto a ladder and a rope up the top. And Constantine, you are plummeting down. You all look over. Is there anything you want to do, as you have pretty much one singular point in time for everyone else? The action from Constantine was to try to blink. You all would have had one last action if...
Yeah, we try to think of something, but
Could one of those actions be saving me?
yeah,
How far away is he from us?
So this full drop down was around, I think, 100 feet in total. Where the crane had got the box to, you had managed to move it around. It was sitting about 50 feet above the water line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're sort of sitting somewhere in that range. So
Because if is Greg already, like, at what point is he? Is he at the box, or
he had dived out, tried to grab, had
So has he missed that?
fallen around 15 to 20 feet. So he's probably got another 20 feet to go before he hits the water. He's probably about 80 feet away.
I was gonna
from
try
you.
and use bardic inspiration to give him like an extra roll, an inspiration die, but that's 60 feet.
Yeah.
So
he's
he's out of
probably-
range.
Yeah.
I was just gonna be like, don't die.
all I can do is set him on fire or hit him with an
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
Keith-
That's about it.
Keith-
It's like,
So Keith yells out, "Don't die!" As loud, and Constantine, you hear this as you fall down. So what has happened actually is basically this crate that was teetering on the edge. Actually, if I retrospect that a little bit, because I had said that the crate had broken. So basically, the crate is plummeting, the guy is plummeting, and Constantine are all plummeting at the same time. Constantine, roll a d20 for me. Okay. All right. As you fall down, now I want you to roll a dex saving throw.
all right, you might.
Some nice numbers.
Nice
Yeah.
numbers so far.
All right.
Does that mean he's just paraplegic now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He landed on the box and surfed it all the way around to the pier.
Like Legolas in Lord of the Rings,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
snowboarded down. Some terrible CGI.
Oh, wait a sec. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh dear.
The guy
Oh,
the guy dives out as the box breaks and it falls down. He managed, with your roll and his roll together, at least, as he had jumped out, the box swung away. Whether this is a good thing or not, the box swung away, got pushed away, so it's falling in a separate position. So there's not a large crate that is going to pierce through the water that you're just going to land on top of. So that's, at least from a starting point, possibly a good thing. As you kick it away and you start to fall, he actually, as he jumped out to try to reach you, was below you, and he starts to fall down as he's going, traveling down. You've jumped off as well, as you both plummet down towards the water. And as you plummet down, he breaks the water slightly first, but you are directly on top of each other as you're coming down. You're not side by side. You manage to actually go out and underneath. As you basically do that thing that kids do when they dive into a shallow pool, he hits the water and hits the base of this because it's quite a shallow, reefy sort of area. He hits, and then you land straight onto him as you go down. Luckily, with that roll, you don't land head first. You do a bit of a ballywhack as you land into the water. You do take 23 points of
As
damage
your guts come out.
as you
As
fell
he
down.
burst like a grape.
As you slam down, and with that, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh, it's got to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
Okay.
Oh, that really hurt.
It floats around.
You all look over the edge, or at least I think Keith is the only one at this moment in time. You're 100 feet away from this. You see Constantin fall in the water. A streak of blood starts to fill into the water as
puke.
Constantin slams down, and even though he ballywhacks, his head does a ricochet back, a little bit of a whiplash sort of thing as his body hits this guy, and then his head whiplashes back and he knocks himself out underwater. You are now unconscious underwater at this moment in time.
With 4 hit points left. Brilliant.
What do you guys?
Shark circling.
What do you guys do?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I
I don't know.
try and kind of. We can't go straight off after him, so I'm going to try and run around to get down to the bottom. To get down to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but how quick is this going to be?
Because there's no way. Oh, just a second. How high do those people dive for like the Red Bull thing? Where they try and dive off
20,
cliffs?
30 meters, something like that.
Is that what it is? Not. What's that in feet?
Yeah, so say it's about a meter a foot.
No, there's 3 foot in a 3 foot in a meter.
3 foot, something like that. So it's about 90 foot.
So you could try and maybe dive off.
Is there a rope hanging down?
And it goes
from this
halfway.
crane, isn't it?
There is
Only
a rope
goes
hanging
halfway.
down for the crane. You probably, to get down, just a quick look, to get down to the water below on that side, the longest way would be maybe 500 feet if you're running sort of to this side. If you want, there is also a direction down directly underneath you. That's probably going to take a shorter way, but there's a bit more climbing involved to do it
It's
fast.
going to take too long, isn't it? But
Can-
there's
can-
enough
can Toe-
rope
can
on the
Toe-
crane, isn't there?
Can Toe turn into a dolphin?
Yes.
I was being a Garvid. Like, how far down does this rope hanging from the crane go?
So currently the crane has fallen down overall, so it was sort of maybe 15 feet up in the air on the top of the crane. So I guess now that it's gone down, everything in total is probably 55 feet of rope hanging down, I would say.
And then the rest is in the crane, in the winch. So you could
There might be more rope in the winch, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go all the way down there.
Make a quick investigation check, Keith and Garavid, if you want to sort of see how much more and whether or not this crane is in any version
as
of working.
usual, just fucking dumb.
It's okay. I mean, you're standing right next to it. Yeah, there's a bit
Just
more.
look at it and go, oh, rope.
There is a bit more rope in the winch. I mean, of course, they've had to pull this up from at the water dock all the way up, so there should be enough rope theoretically to get up, but it has snapped off at one point in time. You might still need to jump a little bit, but yeah, that's...
If it's a 100-foot cliff and there's 50 foot of rope, plus 15, Is that right? I'm right in
Well, we
thinking.
can winch it a little bit, right? You said there's a little bit more.
Yeah, so you got a bit more rope. You basically there was 65 feet of rope to the top plus whatever's in the winch. I mean, it has to be enough rope to get to the bottom, but some of it is snapped
thinking
off.
when it snapped, it was.
So it was set in like a 4-prong with the thing underneath, and one of the ropes up here had snapped off, and then the whole thing snapped down. So the rope is very tenuous at that level, probably 20 feet up from where the box would have been. So you'd still not have the rope going all the way to the bottom if you released it all.
So it would be like 40 foot or something like this to the bottom from the bottom of the rope.
You could probably say with those investigation checks somewhere between 20 and 40, yeah.
Somewhere between 1 and 100.
Can I kind of grab Keith and just kind of push him towards the rope and like air noises?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll lean the whole contraption, like the whole crane / rope, kind of further down, still holding it there.
Yep. Okay. So make a strength check for me, or an athletics.
There's really no other way to do anything, is there?
Oh wait, I'm a bear though. Stop.
Yeah, you're a bear. Constantin, roll a d20 for me. Yeah, so the bear toe manages to sort of pull the crane along a little bit so that it's tipping a little bit and sort of putting all of his... God. Okay.
It's going to go and roll a new character. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah,
okay, so seeing him doing that, I'll try and jump onto to get hold of the rope to start sliding down, so I'm lower to him. So could I do like jump out and grab the rope and slide down?
Yeah.
Could I do that in acrobatics or?
You can. So you grab the rope and slide down. Roll an acrobatics. 10. You jump out to start sliding down. You are sliding, but you're not doing this with a lot of...
I tried to show off, so I'm not in 100% control. I tried to do it with a flourish.
I would allow you if you wanted to, because of... I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to use it here, but I would allow you to have used your own bardic inspiration to as you said, don't die. I would have allowed you to do that, but it's okay. You do slide down, and you are sliding down. You're just, the rope's wobbling a little bit. You're not in as much control as what you think you should be. Yeah. So you're holding on to the... you're sliding down the rope.
Yeah. So there's no box or anything on the bottom. So as we get to the bottom of the rope, how far would I be then from the water?
At this moment in time, with that, you have, say, slid down using, say, a dash action to do that. You're probably now... You've still got about 15 foot of rope, and you're about 40 feet from the water.
Okay.
Make an investigation check for me. Okay, you slide down the rope, you look down into the water, and underneath you see two bodies underneath the water. You see Constantin floating face down, and under the water by about 10 meters, not moving at this point in time. And next to him, face down, directly next to him, is this guy that had been hanging onto the box, also face down in the water.
I'll start running down the long way.
Okay,
I'll try and
the long way or the short long way?
There's ladders down this way, you said.
Yeah, so there's one that won't require any, say, skill checks to get down there, but it's longer, or there's one where you can do also an acrobatics check to halve your distance.
Yeah, do that. Half the distance.
Okay, you still feeling quite
I'm still exhausted. I'm
exhausted from this problem that you have being splattered in the face. 5. Garavid leaves bare toe, holding on, letting go of this crane as you're there. It drops down a little bit as he just starts to run off, but he's puffed after about 10 meters trying to get down there. He's running away, and you do make it down. You can sort of would normally have half movement to, like, if you're dashing. So you've used your full movement and the dash, and you're getting in the area. You're still a fair way away. Okay, right. Constantine, roll a d20 for me.
Come on.
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
You drown. The shark eats you.
What are you doing, Keith?
I'm going to perform a dive off the end of the rope now, to directly into the water. Heading straight for Constantine.
All right. You dive off, letting go of the rope. You make sort of a swing and dive off.
Acrobatics?
Triple Falco.
Yeah, do a. I'll give you an option of either acrobatics or survival as you jump off.
Acrobatics is a bit better because I want to try and, like, go backwards off.
Yep.
I've not learnt my lesson.
It's always a show. It's always a
I've
show,
not learnt my
regardless
lesson.
of what's happening.
Oh, look at that!
And literally
I nail that dive.
Everyone on the side holds up a sign with a 10.
There's like zero splash. It's just
you dive off.
In.
You dive off from 20 meters up. You do swing down and dive quite close down. Constantine is sort of 15 feet underneath, and with that dive you manage to dive down quite within reach of him at this point in time.
I want to try and get get hold of him behind the chin behind him, and then start bringing him up.
All right.
You save the other fella first.
Thought about it. I did think about it, but he's rolled so badly on those death saves.
All right. Are you doing anything as you're doing that, or you're dragging him to the surface?
Yeah, I'm fully concentrating on trying to get him up, because there's no way I think I'll be able to stabilize him underwater.
That's good.
All right. Make a. So you're trying to stabilize his neck as you pull him up.
Well, kind of just, I'm holding him, so I'm keeping that straight in case he has injured his head going down.
All right.
So I don't just break his neck.
Very good. Very good first aider.
Very good, yeah.
I have done my St. John's.
I was going to say, that sounds like yeah.
You start to bring Constantine up from the bottom. One last d20 for me.
One last.
Ooh, better.
You bring him up to the surface, and you manage to make it to the surface where you are at this moment in time. He is unconscious. He's not breathing.
I've got that flask, haven't I, of the water but that was when we left it and we went far away. It was supposed to not work as well, wasn't it? I don't think I've got any healing potions or anything to give him.
Do you have any spells?
Oh, I've got healing word. Could I try? Would that work on him?
You can try.
How do I go about? I've not cast spells before.
So just click on in the character sheet under spells.
I've got a cast button.
Cast, and it will give a certain number. So 5 hit points of healing. You do this. Constantine is still not moving at this point in time.
5 points. Is this all I can have right now?
Can I roll him into the recovery position on his side?
At the moment, you're
still
in the water. You're bumping along. People are standing on the side. You're still a little bit a ways off, like in the middle of the water.
Okay, yeah.
So where am I now? Am I onto this platform?
Yeah, Garavid, you're running down. So you've sort of got yourself down to a platform.
Yeah.
Here, you can continue to if you want to go fast, then you can roll another acrobatics with disadvantage. If you're wanting to just get down there. Okay, yeah, you slide down quite quickly. So you really just like fireman pole slide down and get to the bottom here with sort of your dash to get down here.
Cool.
People are standing along the dock line just looking in shock at this moment in time, not really knowing what to do, bit struggling. People are in tears on the side, having seen one of their workmates fall into the water.
I'll throw a rope out.
Okay, yeah. Make an athletics. Toe, you're up the top. You're holding on to this sort of crane and rope. You doing anything?
Yes.
You throw the rope out. So Keith, you see this rope thrown out from Garavid. You're about sort of 30 feet away from where because the crane drops straight down. So you throw the rope out quite easily. You can grab onto that.
I do.
And start to be pulled back in.
Holding him around the neck.
Dragging him back in. All right. Constantine, make another D20.
Is he dead yet? Dear. That's not good.
You start to be dragged back in, and he's sitting there, and you're holding onto the rope, Keith. And Constantine starts to sort of convulse a little bit. He's starting to really shake as you're dragging him in. He's like starting to have some rigors at this point in time as you're being dragged back towards the side. And then he just stops and goes completely lifeless in your arms as you're dragging him back across towards the side.
All right, we've got a few minutes. Come on, let's get him in. Let's get him on a hard surface. Bring him in, Keith.
I have got a donor card.
Holding on to the rope, paddling. You keep pulling.
I'm pulling. I'm pulling. Super pulling.
Can I? Is there no one on the rope anymore?
No one's on
the rope.
Yeah. All right. I want to ditch this. And how far away is the sister Lucifer's house from where we are now?
They were probably about 50, probably 100 feet away. They were down away, a little way away.
Right, I want to leg it as a bear.
Okay, so you leg it down to Lucifer's place, sort of roaring as you run past. The people up at this level are just seeing this bear running along, sort of in a way cheering along as they're seeing this bear running in Bear's Run at this point in time. That you can, with a sort of a dash or two action, you can get there. At the meantime, Garavid and Keith, what are you doing?
Pulling him in.
Are we at the?
Yeah, you're at the shoreline right now.
All right, so get them both out. Get Constantine out first.
Yeah. How do we stabilize him? Can I cast Healing Word again, or?
You will have noticed that when you did your healing word before, it didn't bring him back out of the unconscious state at that point in time.
Yeah.
Right, start doing chest compressions as he breathes in, checking his airways.
But do a medicine check.
Brilliant. Oh, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's all right. It's middling.
Garavid does all right. So you open his airway up and start to sort of try to
Your dragony tongue in my mouth.
trying to help. He is relatively lifeless. Toe, you get to the door. What do you do?
I want to just kind of knock, or have whatever bear can knock hit the door.
You run. You hear a movement in the house, and it's come to the door. It's like, what? What do you want?
Who is it?
Lucifer.
Lucifer. I'm to the bear right now, right?
Yeah.
Do I get the sense he recognizes who I am?
He's looked out at like eye level as he's gone, what do you want? And then looks and sees this giant bear below him and is like, what the hell? What? And he sort of steps back in a sort of a protecting himself pose.
Can I kind of give him like hands up, innocent, and then just point at his sister if I can see her in the background thing?
Yeah, she's there. He actually looks at you and then and goes, back for more, huh?
I just want to go. So I want to just kind of like shove him off and just focus on his sister.
And his sister runs out and goes, "What's going on?" Oh, it's this little man from earlier. Like,
can I just like put my finger up and just say, "Shh," and just point at her and kind of beckon.
She looks and recognizes. So she rolled a 19. She looks and recognizes that there's something more to it. She comes up to you, so little like lassie style. What is it, boy? What is it?
Can I kind of grab her or kind of help her onto my back, just like in some kind of friendly way, not aggressively grab her, but just kind of.
Yeah, she rolled another natural 19, so she just like sits there and has worked out what you're wanting to do. She jumps on the back and goes, "What is it?"
All right, then as soon as she's on my back, I'm just gonna leg it straight back and then.
All right.
Try and get down to where they are.
So, you leg it. You're legging it down. Garavid is standing there, trying to open up the airway, make sure things are there with his limited medical experience, but still has some rough idea of what he's doing. Keith, you're standing there sort of helping. The body in the water of the other guy has now started to float up towards the surface and is wobbling along up against one of the walls as the waves are pushing against him at this point in time. Toe, you're running there. You get to the edge. There's sort of no real way down for a bear at this point in time, but you get to where get to where sort of the top level of where this area is here.
Wait, where are they exactly?
I can show 1 second. So there's on the side of the docks over here is sort of Garavid ran down to the side and is administering at the moment. Keith's that's Toe, sorry. Keith, oh my God, I'm zooming in and out terribly right at this moment in time. So they're down on the bottom and you're sort of at this level as a bear.
All right, so when I get to that, the wall.
Yep.
I want to then turn into. I want to, I guess, use my second wild shape to turn into a giant spider, and then walk down the wall using spider climb.
Okay, so you're running along as a bear. She's holding on as this bear is running through the city. Everyone else is like, oh my God, look at that, there's a bear, and oh my God, she's on in the bear, this is amazing. And then you get there and get to the edge, and then all of a sudden you pop from a bear into a spider, and everyone at this level is just like, what? And then she's like still stuck on your back.
Squish.
And stays normally on your back, and then you just start to climb down the wall on the side. She's like both impressed and pretty perturbed at this point in time. But that does cut down the journey. You do get down to the side, and she is there.
All right, then as soon as I get there, I just want to turn back into a gnome.
Yep.
And say, do you have some way of helping our friend? And then just maybe fall over, and probably a bit more.
I think as his heart stopped, I could shock him.
I want to say, do you have Revivify in particular? Because you're some kind of magic using person.
All right, just one short second.
So I could do a shocking grasp on him. Put my hands on his chest.
All right, Constantin. We're going to roll. Actually, so 1 second. Sorry.
Vegas.
All right.
Does she know you're dead, Greg? Did you explain to her?
Yeah.
You're like, this is serious now.
I did say this. I was like, I'm unconscious, and
we think my heart stopped. I've been dragged out the water.
Yeah, I'm basically dead.
I can't be dealing with no household stuff right now.
Yeah. Back downstairs, woman. Is what I said in my mind.
Make me a sandwich.
I want some pudding.
Or
I
pudding.
don't suppose she's a cleric, is she?
Yeah.
I thought more people could do Revivify, but it turns out it's just paladin and cleric.
He's asleep in bed, isn't he?
You see,
Yeah.
Our cleric.
as she gets there, wish I remembered her name right now. The rest of you see her all of a sudden where she is. She runs over and looks down. Also sort of puts her hand on the side and notices that there's no breathing, no heart pumping or anything at this point in time. You see her stand over, and then across her arms and across her chest, she starts to have these little star sign lights, as if you're looking into a night sky and seeing this sort of chalice symbol being held up as this starts to pop up everywhere on her skin, and she transforms into this sort of like starry vision that you see ahead of you, and she reaches down to try to cast something. And she steps back away, and the stars fade back to her original form. As Constantin lies still, lifeless.
Oh dear. Hey, could you turn that ambient music down a bit? It's so loud, I can hardly hear you talking.
As his soul washes away.
It's like a seagull comes down and plucks his eyes out as we watch. Right, so we're still lifeless.
Still lifeless.
All right, I've got to go for the shocking grasp then. I'm going to defib him.
Okay.
I've got 8 hit points
Yeah,
left.
this does 1 to 8. It'll be fine.
Oh.
See, 1 damage.
I am quite wet.
Yep, defib. Again.
Hit him again.
Clear. Is he alive? Did it work?
Try and breathe in again. Some more chest compressions.
She looks she looks at Garavid and goes, I wouldn't do that if I would.
Yeah, it's modern medicine. That's what we do from where we come from.
Can I ask her what's happened to him? What's wrong with him? What did you try to do just now?
I tried to heal him with the most amount of healing I could possibly do.
Why is he not responding to healing?
It looks like maybe no one got to him in time.
Again. Hit him again. Clear.
Who is here that can do Revivify? Can I just yell it out as loud as possible?
Another 3. Did that work?
Maybe we take him to the Drake.
All right, take him to the Drake.
Take him to the Drake, but you're going to have to give up a lot.
Yep, fine. Where is she?
Come with me.
Okay, so I get his legs.
Yep.
So you've done now 4 points of damage to me as well, and I'm still not dead. Brilliant. Okay, cheers for that. Brilliant. Thanks. Back down to 4 hit points.
Just from a.
It might have worked. It should have worked. Surely I'll roll for something.
So the 24 just to go. So the 23 points of damage earlier got you down to 4.
Yeah.
Points. But you're basically that's the damage of hitting the water. And then I made you roll basically to see if you hit the actual the bottom, which this is not a smooth, beautiful underneath. And with the roll that you rolled, you basically knocked yourself unconscious as you rolled a natural 1 on your con save as you hit the bottom. Then you rolled a natural 1 on your first death save, which is counted as 2 fails, not as 1. You all pick him up and start to drag him away. There's a little boat on the water that you can jump on. There's a small row around. It's similar to this crag that you have here on this side, but there's another couple around as you sort of go there and start to row away with Constantin lying in the boat. You've tried everything to stabilize him as you are rowing. What do you want to do as you probably have maybe a 5-10 minute journey on this boat?
Well, he's dead. He's going to be brain damaged by the time he comes back. I'd say we'd leave him here.
Just start divvying up my organs.
Just checking. What's he got? He owes me money.
Did I hit him with
He's just doing this to get out paying me back.
Did I hit him with a healing word?
Can, yep, tick off that.
Nice, number 6.
So I've got no hit points then at the moment.
Roll another d20 for me.
Roll a good one, Greg.
Come on, that's all. Oh, fuck.
No, a good one, Greg.
Oh,
what we
God.
said.
What are you doing?
How are we supposed to help you if you don't help yourself?
Yeah, we've given you like 10. I gave you 5.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and make my voice 3 times loud and shout in his ear, "Wake up, Constantine! Wake up!" Does that help?
You're rowing along. she's sitting quite silent at the front end of the boat. You're rowing along. Garavid all of a sudden just starts screaming at the top of his lungs, effectively reverberating around some of these little crags and cliffs. It's almost at this moment in time that everything is quite silent in the area. It's you basically don't even necessarily hear the sound of birds. You don't hear the sound of anything. You're just looking at him and trying to keep hope alive as you see ahead of you a sort of jutted out, almost where a lighthouse should be, if you think about it that way, where a lighthouse should be, but this old, worn down building ahead of you, unlike the rest of Bear's Run, with very little to any color whatsoever in the building. There's no bright, vibrant color of the roof. It's basic browns and blacks and even more browns. There's a haze and a mist, and even though this is sort of mid-morning to lunch time at this moment in time, as you were heading away, you see this sort of rolling mist that seems to be almost unnaturally placed at this crag. You see occasionally some movement in the trees around this area as you come up to a very rickety, broken dock that does have a small little rowboat there as well, with the oars brought in on the inside of it, just sitting there tied up on the dock. But the dock itself looks like it hasn't necessarily been used, but the boat's relatively new where it is. You row yourself up Are you rowing quietly? Are you rowing as fast as possible?
Yeah, quickly.
As possible, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I think we're not using much stealth.
yeah, so you're rowing up at this point in time. You see a shutter open from one of the windows with some light, dancing light around inside. No real sort of warmth feeling of that light. A very cold, white, dancing light on the inside moves around, and then the shutter closes again. As you come up to the dock, you're probably around, say, 30 feet, 30 feet or so, 40 feet away from the entrance of this hut as you pull up to this dock.
Can I start yelling out, Drake, come and help us. We need your help, please. We'll do anything. We need your help, please. Just begging. That's very grovelly.
And shh. She doesn't like to be called the Drake. That's what we call her.
Yeah, well, I've said that before.
Beryl, Sharon.
It's possible. But you've got her attention now.
That's bold.
Let's go.
I'm going to warm his clothes while I'm here, just to keep him warm.
Oh, thanks, man.
Right, keeping him warm. So you pull up, screaming and yelling out, and calling out to you. Everyone make a perception check for me.
I won't.
Most of you make a perception check for me.
Come on, Toad. Nice.
Hey.
Ooh, blimey.
Wow, nice change.
Yeah. Okay, so Garavid, so Toe, definitely, Garavid, that was a disadvantage, I guess.
Yep.
But basically, Toe, you'll notice the movement in the trees has somewhat stopped at this point in time, and this sort of small creature that was up in one of the trees seems to float down and perch itself above the doorway and is looking out at you. And then you will get a sense in your mind of something wanting to talk to you. Do you let it?
Yeah, of course. Well, it seems
Yeah,
like
okay,
it's
yeah.
our thing.
Who are you? Why are you here?
We're a band of travelers that needs your help. Please, we'll do anything you ask. We just need your help.
Well, within reason.
Yeah, I've only just met him.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
All right.
Let's
We're
not go
calling the
too
farm
far.
on this one. Come on.
Anything. And then you see the door slowly open underneath.
All right, I'll walk in.
Okay. So you're leaving the boat and just going up yourself?
I'm taking his legs to help take him out up there to follow.
Okay. Toe,
Just
mate,
drag him by his legs.
His head's banging off all the steps.
No, I'll pick him up then. Go on.
your passive perception's relatively high, Toe, right? 17?
Yep.
Something like that. You slowly move up and you see another creature and another little creature like pop down on the top, and they're just looking at you. This one large eye in the middle of them, almost like Third Eye Raven thing in Game of Thrones, but actually only one eye, not having three eyes. Looking down, no beak to speak of, almost like a flat Voldemort face with a single eye in it on a bird as it looks down at you and is really just following you. But then all of a sudden, when the others take out Constantin out of the boat, they switch their eyes all across in that direction. As you walk in the door, you get this really horrid, like really bad foot odor smell, but like multiplied by a lot, like a football change room every day of the week sort of smell as you walk into this room. There's this fuzzy, hazy light in the room, and you don't see anyone. You will sort of see a little bit of a movement with your perception, a little bit of a movement of this haze in the room that sort of you will guess that something has at least moved through the room to cause it to sort of eddy and move around in there as you are walking up.
Can I just say to nobody then in particular, just our friend outside is terribly hurt and needs some urgent help instantly. Please help us now. In a friendly but still urgent kind of way.
Roll a just do a persuasion.
Yeah.
I don't just help.
Can I interrupt to be like, excuse me, but I believe what my colleague was trying to say, and could I try and make a persuasion check?
As you walk up to get to the doorway and Toe has stepped inside, the door closes behind him as you go to walk up.
Oh. I turn around and try to open the door.
Yeah, you can make a strength, so an athletics check.
Well, can I, as I'm doing it, say, excuse me, like, I need your help with my friends, like, I need your help because of my friends, if you just lock me out, then this is not working.
Okay, you can make a strength check if you want it. I didn't say I wouldn't help, but what do I get for helping your friend? You try to open the door and you can't pull it open. It's being sort of held, like it feels like there's a bit of movement, but it feels like something's holding it back as you try to pull it open.
Then I'll turn to her and say, look, we are happy Me and my band of merry adventurers are happy to offer our services for whatever mission you see fit for us to undertake. But
Well,
first, we need to save one of our merry
don't give it all.
What?
We're betting the farm on this one.
Yeah,
What?
and I could do with healing as well. So it's 2 of us for something.
What happened
Any mission.
to your friend?
He fell from the cliff after trying to save a stranger that we didn't even know. This noble man sacrificed his own life. And now we need... We did sacrifice him. We need some help to...
And what was he going to get in return for saving this other guy's life?
What was he going to get? Nothing. The satisfaction of helping a fellow being.
People don't help people for nothing.
Yes, they do. You've not met the right people.
Or you're naive to this world.
Maybe I am, but it's much better to be naive and live like this than cynical and...
So, you want me
Tell it
to
so.
bring someone back for the dead?
I know it's possible. Seen it done before.
Not quite dead.
It's very badly burned.
Not dead yet.
Well, you've seen it done before. Well, why don't you take him to the places you've seen it done before?
I think I start banging on the door saying, "Open up,
We've heard how powerful you
open
are.
up, and
You
I'm
are
going to
by far
burn
the
this
greatest
door
person.
down. I'm going to burn this whole place down."
Like
You open up."
Garavid, chill.
Yeah, God.
Well, the longer he's dead, the more he's going to be a
I
cabbage
know.
when he wakes up.
You're not helping.
Garavid, make a
Fuck's sake.
intimidation check at disadvantage.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, good, though.
Bosh.
Your friends are very aggressive when it's not on their land, not
I
in
wouldn't
their house.
underestimate the power of
Yeah,
our
that's right.
party.
That's right. I am, boy.
And the
My mate's
door,
dead.
opens. The door opens up, and
I take it back,
Garavid,
Garavid.
someone tries to talk into your head. Do you let them?
Yes.
You're not feeling too well, are you?
No, I'm not. Could you heal me as well? I'll do anything.
Who are you talking to?
Sorry,
I don't know. Somebody in my head.
That is a great response.
I literally, yeah. I'll do it. Sort me out. Sort him out. We'll sort you out.
I can only save one of you.
That's not the deal, is it?
Again, this is all in your head, Garavid. No one else is
Yeah.
hearing this at this moment in time.
But is he speaking out loud?
It's up to him if he's speaking out loud.
I'm speaking out loud, but they can't hear what's being
Yeah.
said to me.
I'm really confused.
I'm still dead.
No, you have to heal both of
I'm
us.
just holding
Whatever-
like one
whatever we'll
foot,
do,
being
you have to
like, "Who
heal
are you
both of
talking
us.
to?"
You're
This is weird.
welcome. You're welcome to enter. Red Man.
Oh, thanks very much. Can I bring my friends?
No.
Oh. Can I bring the dead fella?
Yes.
Alright, so pick up Consti then and drag him in.
All right. So you drag him
I've got
along.
to go in. They won't let you in. Keith.
Why? God damn
No.
it! I kicked the door. What's the matter?
Intimidation check.
I just drag it in.
you
Through
drag
the-
him
drag
in.
him in through the door.
So
I rush it.
go for it. Try to make I'll say sleight of hand, even though it's sleight of body, or maybe an acrobatics if you want.
No.
I don't know. Yeah,
You hit the door frame, knock
Keith
yourself
runs
out.
in and just goes poosh as he gets knocked back. He's going,
Ow!
Your nose.
okay. So I see one man on death's door. One man who's already dead.
I ain't no man.
And one
Oh.
is very pushy.
I ain't no man. And I put a sword through his eye. No.
You still don't.
Man.
At this point in time, when you come in the room, Garavid and To, you can make a perception check if you want to. You're still just in a hazy room. You haven't currently seen anything. You are just hearing a voice in your head. This music's very uplifting.
Yeah, it's very stirring.
Lord,
stirring
Not
enough for me.
stirring though, Greg.
No, not enough. No, exactly. Yeah, not
This
stirring enough though.
Hobbiton.
1 second. I should take it away from. Oh no, it's fine. That'll be right. All right, To, Garavid, you just see the haze and thing. To, you actually see in the back corner. So this room is just got this haze and move, and this eddy of like air is moving around. And as you came in, you had that really rancid smell that you had. Basically, you see that there are no chairs or tables in this room at all. There's just walls with just shelves and shelves of books and little trinkets and little trophies, little glasses with things in it, and candles that are fully burnt down with the wax all the way down at the bottom. You see food sort of sitting on the floor, like piles of plates and piles around. But as you're looking around, you look up, and hovering in the top corner of the room, right above the door, as you had walked in, just above the door and hovering in the corner of the room, is this old, hideously ugly creature that is just looking down at you as you walk in the room, and you sort of glance around, and she's just sort of darting her eyes, looking across at each of you in the room at this moment in time.
I see her.
You notice that she had been above you, pretty much above you, above the door the whole time.
Could I like point her out and say, "G'day, gorgeous. Do you want to come down to our level and we can talk about this properly?"
She then moves across and lands down in front of you, and she's sort of waving and wobbling around. She steps back and puts her hand on one of the shelves and just rests her arm on the side. Again, what will you give me?
What do you want?
What would be the hardest thing for you to give up?
I'm gonna need more time to think about that. I'm sorry.
I've got all the time. I've got all the time in the world.
My life.
Your life. So you will give your life up for his. That is something I would be willing to exchange.
Shit, what have I done?
Is there nothing else?
Do we have a deal? I'm happy to do
That's the whole
that.
purpose of coming here. No, stop. Wait.
Yeah.
It's how you define life.
We're here to save a life. What do you usually charge for this kind of service?
That is a very good question. Sometimes people give up the most precious thing to them. Sometimes they give up the most precious thing to someone else. Sometimes they give up things that are not yet of this world for the biggest.
You're my
Well, not
firstborn?
yet
Is that where we're going with
precious.
this?
How about that?
I look at you and I do not believe that a firstborn will come of this world.
Hey. I've got moves. I can get one.
This here crowbar's very precious to me.
Make a deception check.
Oh, fuck.
I rolled 2 natural 20s in a row. I'm so proud of myself.
Oh.
She looks at you and laughs and goes, I let you inside because
Yeah, I got to try.
I haven't seen one of your type before. I see 2 of this type in one day. Quite interesting.
All right, who are you pointing at?
You, little man.
Little man.
Now,
Hey, all right, let me level with you. You're aware, obviously, of the folklore surrounding this town about the druidic bears.
indeed.
How do you feel about these people?
There's a reason why I'm living out on a crappy little island in the middle of nowhere. Because of those people.
What if I told you I had a way in to this circle?
I would completely believe it. I can smell it on you.
Yeah. So now knowing that, the potential that I would have to...
There's a reason why you are coming straight in my door. Give up the ability to do that. Give up the ability to change into one of those creatures, and I'll gladly save your friend's life.
Can I give you a counteroffer?
By all means, but it
How
has
about new?
has to be something as worthy as the smell of this.
You have disdain for my kind, I can tell. What if I told you that I've also become somewhat jaded with the whole circle, and I still have somewhat of an in with my fellow family back home?
Go
Is
on.
that not useful for you in some way?
Tell me more.
Well, me giving up my druidic ways is only going to affect one person, but with the potential to then affect an entire circle, surely that's going to be far more satisfying.
Roll either persuasion or deception based on what you believe that you are trying to do.
Equally fucked with both of those. So great.
I just rolled a 3rd natural 20 in a row, so you probably don't even have to worry.
Well, I one for both of them, so
I'm literally
Right,
on fire.
you
This is
can't- you-
amazing.
You
And I
can't get a
can't
fourth
prove it
one.
either. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Anyway.
God.
You can't get a fourth one.
Wow.
All right, we need to. So is it one per person or
You hear the
we've got to do
Keith
something?
outside. You see and these little bird things fly off and land down on the ground just around you and are just looking up at you as you then see the door open up in front.
I enter.
Okay.
Maybe.
And they fly and they perch back on top of the door, and the door closes again.
I'll tell you
Okay.
what, Osbold.
You are
My-
all
My most precious thing is I want to be my father's son. I want to be the best prince that my father could, the king, would want me to be. If I gave up my claim to the throne of Frisenbra, would you accept that? That's all I've wanted to be in my whole life, is to be a prince. I would give that up for this young man here and my life, for you to heal me and bring him back to life.
haven't heard of Frizabar.
Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely place. It's the kingdom of the Dragonborn.
Roll a deception check for me.
Should we see if you're going to roll the fourth 20?
You can roll this one as straight.
Well, it would have been 22 then, wouldn't it?
Give it to him.
No, it would be the natural one that you just rolled. She looks across at you, Garavid, and goes, "You're no prince, or at least
I have to. I bloody am.
or at least not one that has of any consequence in my world or most other people's worlds. You little one, what would you give up to save this man's life? Quick, I can sense that he's starting to
Rot.
fade. Constantine, roll another d20 just while you're doing that.
I would
Please get above a 10.
give. What's he got to give?
Oh,
If he dies, we don't have to give anything up, then, do we?
Yeah, exactly. We can just carry on.
He's
Do you know
got
what
a
I
really nice dagger.
Are you just running? Are you just
Yeah.
running? Are you just running the clock out then on this?
Innie, that
The,
would suit you, wouldn't it?
I think it would. So this is bringing back from the dead, because I've already tried to save him once, and I would give up my as I love music so much, I would give up my sense of hearing.
Oh,
That's pretty good. I'm not even sure he deserves it.
I don't think I do.
You
how
would
do we
give up.
do that? Needle to the ears or what?
You
I
would be
don't know how they would do it.
you would give up your ability to hear anything.
Birds sing. Bagpipes drone.
That's quite
the
a thing.
sound of a spell.
A woman's laugh.
Okay.
It's like the Little Mermaid, but in reverse.
But you
I
wouldn't
would,
be able to do any spell casting.
No,
I
I
would
can't hear. I
be
can
more
still
than-
speak though, can't
Yeah,
I?
but is verbal? Would you need
But
to
I can
know
still
what
speak.
you're saying?
I can
But if
still
you can't
speak.
hear him, like,
but- No, I know how to speak, so
Yeah,
I've learned how to do it.
but
Just
you
because
don't.
you can't hear yourself back.
That's the way. You can still
Then it
talk when
sounds
you have
strange
your
and it might
listening.
come out wrong because you don't get the feedback. I don't know. That would have to be an adjudication from
She
GM.
slowly steps forward in your direction, Keith, and looks at
I've had
you,
the best one.
and she almost seems to shrink down. There are two people in this room who are going to die without my help within the next 24 hours. And she looks at Garavid and then looks down at Constantine.
Old Wheezy.
I would save this man's life if you gave up your ability to hear. That seems like an interesting deal. Do you really, truly like to hear different sounds? And she snaps her fingers and you go completely deaf at this point.
Yeah.
How does that feel? And she's trying to speak as slowly as possible in front of you.
So can I kind of lip read her?
Roll a perception. with disadvantages. This is very disorienting that you've never...
Perception.
Perception, yeah. You can get that she's trying to say something, and you can make out that she's asking you how it feels. You can tell that from the emotion on her face, not necessarily fully from the lip reading.
I'm like, it's pretty bad. I think that's the idea of what you want to do to us. You don't want to do anything nice. If we're giving up something that means a lot to us, it's never going to feel good, is it? But some things, you know, having a friend back with us, cheating death, some sacrifices, you know, are worth being made.
So roll for me a performance check just at this moment in time, as for the first time in your life you have not been able to hear yourself speak.
Okay.
You managed to actually get the volume relatively okay. The other two in the room are sort of hearing you speak at a loudness that you don't normally talk at, as you're sort of yelling, sort of as if you've got headphones in at this point in time. But you're not too unaware of the volume. It's relatively impressive. Okay. She clicks her fingers and you can hear again. Okay.
Testing. Check.
So you would give that up permanently
to
for
have
this
him back. And I look at Constantine.
I will
the one that I couldn't get to in time.
that will be enough for him. And she points to Garavid. I could accept that.
For Garavid, not for Constantine.
What? No, we're not even here about Garavid. He's fine. Don't worry about him. You heard that?
Yeah,
I'll just go on the floor.
You've deafened him for me.
It's the guy for Constantine.
That's for both of us.
I do get a lot of power from the displeasure and pain, but you seem to be quite okay to give up.
I'm a bard. That'll be it. That's my career over. It's not.
I'm just pretty big.
Resolute in the fact that, you know, it's a horrific thing that is happening to me.
You are very correct, and I would accept it. Your friend here in red, he's been poisoned quite recently, correct?
Yep, I have. Yep.
I can smell it on you all. This one down here, he got away from a horrible death. Probably 5 days' time, from what I can tell. You, she looks at Toe, around 2 weeks, and you would suffer the same fate as this one.
Mm-hmm.
The only one of you not inflicted with this that I can sense here is you. And you would give up your hearing to save a life. Give up your life, your career, the sound of woman, with only me being able to give that back.
You know, the only other thing after that would be your life, and then there's no point doing that. You know, at least this way I can still go on and do something with my life, maybe. But
what would I do with my life? I gave up being a prince. Live as a vagabond, roaming the world.
She shoots you a look, Garavid, with a be quiet or sort of look. As I said, one sacrifice for one. Okay. I'll take that sacrifice for this young man lying here. I can't guarantee how he will come back and in what form, but...
Didn't you say that'll be him, his back?
Yeah.
He can't get, like, you know, with getting him back as he is.
I can bring him back to life.
Is this some sort of weird genie thing where you've got to dot all the T's and cross all the I's and you're going to trick us in some way?
I can bring him
wishes.
I can bring him back to life. That is a skill that I have.
You're going to resurrect some other person and put it in his body.
I can bring him back to life.
As he was before, so not as a zombie.
I did not meet him before. I can just make sure that he is back to 1 hit point and it still has the capability of being
right, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go
meta. Zombie.
Okay, much more beyond that.
Didn't want some weird zombie coming back. Then we've then got to kill, and I still can't hear you. So yeah, I'll make that. I was not sure what he was like before he passed away and what amount of time it's been since he passed away. That is something that sometimes
maybe a zombie's preferable.
Has its
fact,
issues, but I can bring him back to life if you give up your hearing. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Do you
I'm
agree?
not okay with that, but I don't. I will make that sacrifice.
Are you sure you want to do this? Maybe there's another way.
No, I don't know. I don't think there is. You've got to, you've really got to give something good. She was going to have Toe's ability to transform. Your shitty frisbee country is not enough for her. You've got to do something big.
Well, I've asked this little man to give up his ability to change shape, but you don't want to do that. You only want to offer a potential of maybe dealing with people. I'm not going to change everyone. It's your sacrifice for his. You have given up your ability to hear music, to inspire, and you have offered me absolutely nothing, Prince of Nothing. So what would you give up?
Riches. Do you want my riches? Money. It's precious to me.
You have many riches on you. Do you?
I have some. Depends how much you want. I can get you riches.
I can, for... No. Riches don't
impress you.
I'd rather rely on the senses or talents that people would be willing to give up. Their sacrifice empowers me significantly. Riches do not. I can always get my own riches.
All right. Can I say something?
You can.
I realize that you get your kicks out of watching people suffer, genuinely suffer, and that's a bit fucked up. That's fine. I can't let my little known friend here go without his fear. I know how he feels about his hearing, and that would probably devastate me more than myself losing my own ability to take this. So I will offer that up.
I give Toe a hug. I'm like,
No.
it's all right. We've got to get them both okay, and yourself, so you don't die.
I think
2
we're fine.
weeks.
I think. Look, I don't trust it. Like, can I just say Gnomish that the key?
Yeah, I'm just talking to him in Gnomish.
Okay.
I don't trust this bitch in terms of fixing our fungal fuck up here. So I think we need to get Constantin back, and this fungal poisoning we need to get fixed somewhere else.
Yeah.
He charges way too high a price to fix all of it.
I'm like,
No
when he
point
gets
in-
back,
I think we can.
yeah, he better not still be infected with the fungal thing.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
Good
I'm
point.
like, oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna come back. Oh, you're gonna die in like a week.
Oh, shit. No,
That's a
but
good
I'd
point,
like,
Toad.
I think we can fix this fungal problem elsewhere.
I thought we were supposed to come to the Drake to sort the fungal problem out.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But I thought we could go
Great,
to the,
yeah, but she takes a lot from you. But this is getting ridiculous. If we're giving up hearing, giving up turning into a bear, I don't know what I'm going to give up. Being a fucking warlock.
I think we need to go. I think we need to try for the fungal thing to go to this. What do you call it? The apothecary or wherever what's his name's sister or father came from.
Well, I'll
What's her name?
I'll give up my hearing to get
Devon.
Constantine
Where
back.
Devon came from.
I mean, you could always
Yeah.
get the hearing
We've got
back if
one
we do
thing
something
going.
for her. Maybe you can get it back. Maybe she'll give it back to you.
So Keith and Toe
Yeah,
are
she's
speaking
not
in Gnomish. Garvey, do you?
Yeah,
saying-
so ask her, what have you got an idea what you'd like me to give up? Because I can just reel off things that are precious to me.
Well, so far you haven't given anything precious.
Well,
to
being
you.
a prince and
Anal virginity.
riches, I
You
can
are-
give you anything you want if you want me to get something.
Paper.
Or, I could just kill you.
Pack
Is
of
that
bags.
precious to you? Is your life precious to you?
My life is very precious to me.
Would you like me to take it away from you?
You could try, but then your friend here would, for sure.
Exactly.
be
So
dead
my
for the
life
rest
is
of-
also precious.
You're going to give up your life for him.
My life as a prince. My life, that is my life.
You, sir, are no prince of mine.
But I am a prince of mine.
In your own mind, you might be a prince, but as much of a prince as everyone else in this room. So I feel you are dragonborn, correct?
Correct? Can you tell?
Give up your breath.
You want me to give up my fire breath?
You've never used that.
I know. I'm just building
Guys,
it
shut
up.
up. You use it all the
Build- I
time.
can't just
It's
go,
very
all right.
Easy
important.
one.
All right.
Did
fuck
you
it.
say that out loud, Keith?
I'm like, you've never used that. Do it.
Oh,
No, I can't possibly give that up. Oh my
Not
god! All
his
right then.
fire breath. He starts all our campfires that way.
No, but it's the most important thing to everyone in the entire
How am I
party.
going to cook? I can't hear, and now I'm not going to be able to
Look,
cook
that
when
that
you
was
took his fire
really
breath.
handy.
Make a straight deception check. Straight. You don't have to have disadvantage on this one, as the other
What,
two.
me?
The other two
Okay.
give you. The other two, between Toad trying to pretend that it's Big Keith realizing that he should have shut up. Okay,
Hey.
let's have a look.
Yeah, I really
I will.
needed
I'll
that.
roll this. I'll roll this one up front so you can see what she rolls. To see if she believes you. She has a +4 on this as well.
You've been rolling hot.
I have been rolling with the actual dice hot. I did click it. It says it's rolling.
Here we go.
I heard it.
Whee!
Oh, that's a 17 as well. All right.
Yeah.
Should we do it again?
All right.
What happens when you get the same?
I think the character wins now. It's quite clear in the rules, isn't it?
It's quite clear that an even means you even beats, right? So if you meet it, you beat it is the way that the saying goes.
It's a roll
okay,
off.
so you say that you give up your own homeland and you would give up the thing that keeps you as a, but it doesn't seem that you care about either of those things.
Come on, that is how he identified.
Yeah, I mean, a dragon without fire breath is not.
He'll just be a lizard. He won't be a dragon anymore.
I'll just
be
another
lizard.
shitty human that's painted red. You don't think I don't care? Look,
and
I've only got
at this point in time, so you've been talking for a bit, and there's the light in the room and this haze it starts to sweep around her in the middle of the room. And she looks at you each and says, go outside, leave him with me. Make a decision on which one of the 3 options you wish to give up. Come back inside with one answer and we'll see what we can do. And it's phase hanging around. The door opens and
okay, yeah, I go outside.
Yep. Constantin.
So what are the 3 options then?
Your fire breath,
your deafness, or his yeah. But we need it.
I think the fire breath.
Isn't it?
I think the fire breath would be the most tragic one out of the group because you'd no longer be a dragon anymore. You'd just be a big lizard. You know, no other dragon would ever respect you again.
I know. I'm
terrible.
I'm Prince Garavid the Red, and he can't start a campfire.
Yeah, you'd just be.
I mean, I'll be thrown out.
Garavid, yeah. That's
not just that, but this is a weapon that he's not fully realized yet. The devastation of this is going to be not only what you've lost, but what could have been.
It's the potential.
I won't be a prince anymore either. No riches. You know, the amount of money I used to make just starting campfires.
What would your father say next time he sees you and he can't?
Yeah, he'll disown me. He wouldn't want to see me. That's the first test to get in the castle. Start this campfire.
Yeah, forget about.
Can't do it.
Blow smoke rings. You'll never be able to blow smoke ring again.
Yep.
That was your party trick.
It was.
That was your icebreaker.
One out of each nostril.
It's gonna be like you're gonna be the social outcast at parties now. Oh look, there's Garavid. He's got no party trick.
We can't allow that then. We can't allow Garavid to lose his breath.
Yeah.
The last thing everything.
So
we're having this conversation outside. Wonder if she can hear what we're saying.
Definitely.
We're saying this out loud though, right? This is going to be quite vocal.
All right, so we're saying this really loudly.
You were saying this outside. I gathered you were saying it outside. You were saying it quite loudly.
Yeah.
You also, all 3 walked outside and started saying it without paying attention to the 3 little bird things with the eyes sitting above, just looking out and paying attention. So did overhear absolutely everything that you're saying. With resting sarcasm voice, I was aware what you were doing, but she's not necessarily overall. So once again, I will get you as part of that conversation, if your plan is to go back in and continue that on as you go back in, I would get you to roll a deception check. I will say one of you can roll a deception check with advantage.
I've got a +4 on it. Anybody else?
Or Garavid rolls a deception check just straight because the advantage rules out his being tired part. So either one does it at advantage or Garavid does it at straight.
Well, I've got -1, so anyone does.
I got +4.
Yeah, I've got +4.
All right, you do it with advantage then.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Go for it.
Here we go.
Oh, 1. Oh, so Keith got 18. 1. I mean, oh no, 5. Okay, but still.
All right.
That's
So
a
they're
win.
just, these things are looking around, looking at the conversation. You can, if you were paying attention, you would see that they're looking around. Lucifer's sister, whose name for this episode will be Lucifer's sister, apologize to her for that. As she runs,
Lucinda?
something like that. Like, I don't know. She runs up the thing. I mean, I told you my name yesterday, but my friends normally just call me Buzz, and then she runs up. She runs at me and says, "What's taking so long? I don't want to be here for too much longer."
I start crying. Garavid's going to give up his breath.
Wait, it's not decided yet, Keith.
But that's the most tragic one.
Can we?
Don't speak like this.
I hate to be around this place for too much longer, and the trip back's not always as easy as it was to get here. Just
All right,
please hurry up. And then she sort of
5
moves
more
back
minutes.
and goes
5
across.
minutes.
Okay. So you've gone out. Then the door has sort of closed behind you. It then sort of is sitting there. What do you want to do?
Should,
Constantine, roll a d20 for me, by the way.
So I think that's what we should do, is go and give up Garavid's breath then.
I feel really bad about it.
Okay.
Sacrifice
kills
my
himself.
breath.
Okay. You're heading back in, or you
Yeah.
just giving up on Constantine and walking away?
He does not want to help himself.
Just
Can we have
whatever.
his stuff?
Okay.
Fucking hell.
So you head back inside, and she's still standing in the middle of the room with this swirling around. The door opens up. Interestingly enough, the smell in the room and around where Constantine is on the ground, the air that's floating around her is sort of lifting up and floating over. And the smell in the room is already a smell that's changed a little bit. There's a small like lavender smell floating sort of around. There's some purples and whatever coming around in the room as you enter in. She looks at you and so what have you decided? What will you give up to save this one's life? And then we can discuss saving the rest.
If you're as smart as you say you are, you already know what we find in this.
Yeah, Piers, I'm giving up not only what I'd said I'd give up, which will be my position as prince, but it would be my ability to be a dragon itself, which is defined by my breath, my fire breath. So not only am I giving up my fire breath, 1, I'm giving up my definition of a proper dragon, 2, and my princedom, 3. That's 3 healing people. I'm giving up 3 things that are precious to me. So you're gonna heal me, heal him, and bring him back to life. I think that's a deal, isn't it?
The music's well epic.
You are.
I'll be disowned after this.
You give
and
up
I won't be a proper dragon. No one will take me seriously.
Okay. And she sits in the room, and as she says that, she drags you forward 15 feet. If you want to fight against it, you can, but she goes to drag you 15 feet towards her, directly her, as she's standing over the body of Constantine. She tries to bring Garavid. Do you want to fight against it, or do you want to leave that?
No, I think I'll let her.
She brings you forward across to her as she sits there with Toe and Keith in the doorway. The door shuts behind. The air in the room starts to fill up and get thicker and thicker and thicker in the room as she drags you forward and puts her hand out with her arm out in sort of a handshake style with her craggy little crappy little hand as she sort of reaches out to you. Do you take her hand?
I take a hand in both my clawed hands as well.
You feel this dripping of water down her hand as she reaches out, and you think, and she goes, "It will be done." And you stand there, and both, and you ask to get the disease away from Toe as well,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You see that Constantine's body on the floor, in the middle of his chest, and Toe drops down to his knees in the corner, Keith, off to your side. He just drops suddenly down to the floor and grabs onto his chest as well. And Garavid, you're standing there as well, and start to feel this pain and burning in your chest. For you, having spent days feeling encumbered by being able to breathe and not being able to deal with it, you're standing there. All of a sudden you start to feel like little worms and creatures are riding across your chest and running through it. Toe, you're writhing in pain on the ground as there's this starting to have these little areas move around. Constantine is on the ground and he starts to writhe around, still unconscious, still unable to understand what's going on. He's out of it, but his body starts to writhe. Keith, you're sitting in the corner and just seeing this all happen as she grabbed out to Garavid's hand starts to move. Do you all sit there and let this happen?
You're writhing around the floor in pain.
Am I getting the sense that this is painful, but
good thing.
Whatever the fuck's inside me? Or?
If you want to, you can do it, but you get a feeling that this is an acceptance of this removal of the curse. But you could check if it's going to do you any damage if you want to do a survival or medicine check. This is rolling around.
Yeah, I'll do a medicine check to make sure I'm not making shit worse.
Yeah. Okay. You are sensing it and feeling it, and if you would know, at least in this situation, you'd be able to call out to think it's going to hurt. You know that it's removing this curse, but you know that it's going to hurt you once this whatever is coming from the chest is going to pop out. So if you want to do anything healing wise or anything, you would know from that 20 check that this is going to cause a little bit of damage as it comes out.
Yeah, just carry on.
Yeah, I'll just take it then.
Okay.
Maybe I'll prepare some healing words.
Okay. Like a man.
So,
or dragon.
This continues to go. You sit down, you realize it's going to hurt, just like sort of pulling a splinter out of the finger, but on a massive scale where you know that it's going to hurt, but there's going to be some relief afterwards after it comes out. You start going through this pain, and then Keith, you look around in the room, and the first one is Constantine, who's just been lying there on the floor. Pops out from the chest, these spores that had been inside just pop straight out, looking like little mushrooms, like the big mushrooms that you'd seen. Multiple of these little mushrooms pop out, and as they get up in the air, they get caught by this wind that's pulling around, and they dissipate into the wind, and it blows out of the room where you're in. Next, you see Toe on the ground, and again from where he is, poof, out come these spores in the air, and they start to whiz around, and then they dissipate out. Garavid's standing there, and it's starting to pull and pull. These are massive spore heads start to come out from his lungs, start to pull out from outside of him being pulled out. These are almost fully formed mushroom size as they pull out. It's starting to hurt like hell, Garavid. And then as they're popping out, all of a sudden from you, where you've always, when you've breathed out your fire breath in the past, you start to have that sensation that it's also coming up and out, and then into the room, this fireball sort of starts to build and move around, and you feel that sensation that has been there your whole life of this heat and intensity that you've had available to you to produce whenever you've felt like it once a day after a short rest, starts to pull out from you, and then it gathers around these mushrooms and then pulls into this small little ball in the middle, and she holds her hand out and brings it towards her as these mushrooms fade. Toe, you had 18 days left on your... You take 6 points of damage. Constantin, you had 9 days left on yours. You're already dead, but you would have taken...
You
would have taken 13 points of damage, but you're already dead. Garavid, you had half a day left.
What do you want to give up to bring me back?
How many hit points do you have?
I'm not going to tell you.
Do you want me to roll this on the screen for everyone to see how many hit points you?
Yeah,
take?
go on then.
Yeah,
Shits and giggles.
I need to do it this way. 1 second, because there's more than the dice that allows me.
That's not a good sign, is it? 16d20. That's all right.
Wait a second.
Times that
by 3. Shouldn't have said anything. Like, oh, I'm dead. Oh, that 15 really hurt me. Ooh.
Oh, I rolled pretty low. 20 points of damage.
Ouch.
As this pops out, and you just feel this wrench as she drags this away from you. You can tell that this was pretty nasty stuff, and if this had come out on its own, it would have been worse. As it pops out, and then she drags it, and this ball fits into her hand, and she holds it, and then puts out another hand, having moved her arm away from the handshake that she had, as a jar comes across towards her, and she places in, and inside this jar that she locks is this sort of fireball, like rolling around inside. This essence moving around like a lava lamp inside here, with some of the mushroomy things starting to fade away, and she pushes it back across to a shelf where it then darkens a little bit on the shelf. And then she looks at you and goes, Well, you are no longer Dragonborn. You are no longer Prince of Nothing. Now leave.
I am alive. Thank you very much.
Can we kind of gather up Constantine and just kind of head
help him out? Yeah, help him up.
Constantine's still dead on the ground.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, so can we stabilize him then?
Well, could I give him a healing word, actually?
Yeah.
You could try. So she's basically healed all three of you from your cure to cure. Constantine's still dead on the ground.
Wait up. I think the deal was to make this guy alive.
Sorry. One thing at a time. I always forget these things. And she puts her hand down, reaches out to where Constantine is, and you see him start to hover up off the ground a little bit. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a amulet that she has sort of sitting in her pocket, like a pocket watch almost, pulls out from the side. She grips onto it and holds it, closes her eyes, and you start to see Constantine just start to again writhe around, as then water starts to come up and out from his lungs as well. Not this time, not out of the chest, but up out of his mouth as this pool of water comes up and out and around, and she's dragging it out of him. And then with this amulet, you start to see this glow happening around him as the entire air in the room all of a sudden just drops this haze that was there, and Constantine lands on the floor. And takes one massive breath in.
Yay!
Yay,
Oh,
Godsty!
And that's where we'll pick up.
Making more.
That's where we'll pick up next time.
That was well intense.
That's mad.
Nice.
I didn't do much apart from be dead.
Constantine, I will send you individually a message as to what each of those roles meant. But,
Okay.
or unless you want everyone else to
No. Send it to me.
know
No.
about. I'll
send
send
it.
you through what each of those mean. Garavid, I will also send what that means. I think you gave up more than you actually think you just gave up. But anyway, whatever. Well, yeah.
That was mad.
Cool. Sorry, Greg, that you were sort of lying there the entire time. I wasn't
That's
expecting
alright.
you to roll a natural one so early on in the piece, 2 natural ones so early on in the
Honestly,
piece.
just
Yeah,
It's like, oh shit.
I started
gonna
off so
die.
well,
It's like,
and then it came with it was like a 1 and a 2. I'm like, oh, that's it. That's it. It's over.
Especially when that first one was a double.
Yeah.
like your
I
con
didn't
con
know
save
that.
was the con save was a natural 1, and I'm like, oh fuck, that was the way that I was going to try to keep you alive. Like,
Just-
yeah.
So
I'm worried now. What have I given up?
I was gonna roll more more to knock you out, but then I thought let's try to just give you like less hit dice to thingo, but give you one roll that you just needed to roll above a 10. One roll to be able to keep conscious after you hit the water. That was the only roll, and so instead of taking more hit dice off you, or hit points off you, I thought I'd give you an opportunity, because I looked at the hit dice thing and went, oh, okay, that's a one-shot kill. Wow, that's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
so I
Yeah,
tried
you
to
did-
give you a thing, and then you rolled a bloody natural 1. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right.
I haven't made it easy for myself. No.
Can't change the past.
Anyway,
I'm looking forward to seeing what I come back as. What state.
I will send you through. You got a couple of saves in there on
Yeah, but
yeah.
very few.
Yeah,
compared
but I
to-
think like 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Keith, are you now deaf?
No,
You're not deaf. No,
it's
that's
not
fine.
deaf.
I got away with it.
You got away with that. You just got. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's just me that apparently has not given up something that was
I
not
was
very
actually
useful.
given up something.
Something really, really.
And we're all like, oh, Dragon's Breath, yeah, that's dead good.
Yeah, well, I'm not a prince anymore either, and I'm not a dragon anymore.
You're just a big red man.
Yeah.
What we were saying was actually true. Like, oh, that's his whole identity.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we'll find
if-
out what it means.
Well, I mean, I
You
can
can tell me now.
basically tell you now if you want. So, firstly, you give up your breath weapon.
Yep.
Which
Does that mean you've got to
effectively
turn that off in roll 20?
you just won't be able to use it.
Yeah, I just won't use it.
Which would have been at 6th level. I believe you're all
Sixth level? No.
You're all level 4 at the moment. If you get to 6th level, you would have had every short rest an additional 3d6 damage element available to you.
Yeah, it's still crap.
Which is not massive, but it's a free spell, effectively.
Yeah.
You no longer have fire resistance.
Ooh.
You also can no longer speak Draconic.
Aye.
Um,
I'm not exhausted anymore. That's good.
and you're not exhausted anymore. And your height will you'll shrink a little bit
Ah,
as well. you'll get.
How tall are you at the moment?
Yeah, I'm pretty tall, like 7 foot or something.
Yeah, you'll shrink by, but I'll let you know how that all changes.
Yeah,
All right.
one of us.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
I'm going to be making comments
time.
in Gnomish all the time to Tone. Shorty over there.
I'll turn you to a crisp. Smoke just.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's yeah. I mean, you saved a life with not needing to have 500 gold worth of.
Well,
diamonds.
exactly. Well, not only
Or
does
whatever it is,
David
so-
owe me, I think, about 10 gold, he now owes me his life, doesn't he?
He's in your pocket now.
Oh
And,
dear, David.
And I'm not saying that there will definitely be how permanent that is, but it seems pretty damn permanent. But yeah, not necessarily. There might be other people with stronger magic in the world. Let's wait and see.
But haven't the mage and the cleric? They've still got the spores in them, haven't they?
Oh, the other two who were
Yeah.
still sleeping in at breakfast time and haven't seen any of this happen.
Yeah.
They still have
They're still
spores.
They
infected,
do
aren't
also
they?
still have spores in them.
Yeah, we just leave them in the hotel, just
We'll
abandon
just
them.
say you've got to go over there.
Yeah, you got to go and
He
see
nearly died. He would have been dead this afternoon if we hadn't have come here. Garavid would have just popped.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh god! Like when you said half a day.
Yeah,
I was
exactly,
like,
so you had
"Wow,
half a day left."
actually, we're lucky that he fell off and nearly died, and we had to come here because
So-
we would have faffed around for ages.
so
I
you
was
owe
waiting-
me.
I was waiting to see whether you decided to. Sorry, whether you decided to go to the birthday party celebration thing instead of going to the Drake and waiting overnight, because
Oh.
that was an option. Could have been
Yeah.
interesting. Might have happened to Garavid at this point in time.
Why? What's this mess in the room? I went to sleep and Garavid was here.
Anyway, gentlemen,
Nice. Thank
Nice.
you, man.
Cheers,
one,
Mark.
cool.
Nice one.
Cheers, man.
That was stunning.
I look forward to seeing.
Yeah. Seeing what
Stay
happens.
on.
I'll send through something to you and
Nice one, man.
see what's going on there.
Well, we
All
should
right,
keep this quiet until the other two come back, and then they can get the full rundown of what's.
Oh god, yeah. What are they going to
What
give
the
up?
fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, keep that quiet.
I can hold off posting this if you want me to, but otherwise I'll
Post it to me, but yeah, don't. Yeah, let's not
do it.
forget the
Yeah,
others.
do it.
I'll post
do it
no, I
quiet.
mean posting this video from today, posting it on
Yeah,
my,